Hello there, friends. Welcome back. Game 3, Fnatic, infamous loser, dropping down to the lower bracket. Winner gets the pleasure of playing in yet another series up against a big opponent, PSG, LGD. No, it's NIP, isn't it? I had it wrong.
Almost had it.
Almost.
So close.
It was a
that
coin
whole
flip.
intro just wasted.
Ah, God, it was right there. Right there. NIP
remaining.
awaits in the next round for the winner of this long series so they can
5
fight
seconds
yet another long series. LGD, they've already made it to the upper bracket. They're safe from the best of ones, and we'll see who has the potential to be safe in this series. Infamous have picked up Oracle, Fnatic with the Lifestealer Leshrac, and boy, this draft is cruising. Infamous go back to what they know, and it's the Ursa that they started with in Game 1. Trent, what's going on, man?
Yeah, once the Lifestealer comes out, if that Ursa is still in the pool, I think most teams are going to gravitate right towards it, and especially Infamous after that first match, as you said. So we'll see if they still leave in something like the Alchemist. I mean, they're going to get rid of these harder Lifestealer counters in the Razor. We've already lost the Lone Druid. The Shadow Shaman, I think I would probably ban for Infamous. I feel like it just helps keep the pace of the game going so quick, and it's a nice pairing with the Leshrac. Yeah,
Look at that. Trent God.
definitely a good call. I think it's cool that he can be a 4 and a 5 too in the current patch.
Mm-hmm. Well, 5th ban here for Fnatic.
When's the bounty coming out? I thought maybe that would be last game, that someone would pull the emergency bounty switch. But neither team opting for it quite yet.
Feels like there's other supports that these
Fnatic's
two teams in
turn to
particular have just been prioritizing. I mean,
I
not that
think,
many squads have been first picking Oracle the same way that Infamous have been prioritizing it.
Yeah, I think the bounty should be core though. I don't like the support bounty at the moment. I think off lane bounty with a strong position 4 that can take the waves after is really good.
Gotcha. I see.
Like the Enigma bounty
10
that
seconds
a couple
remaining.
teams have tried. That double regen. They might do that this game, honestly. I wouldn't be
5
too surprised, but
seconds remaining.
probably not Fnatic this time, as they have the Leshrac, who's probably going off lane, especially with the 10th pick here. Just need to pick up a couple of supports here. They did leave in the Venomancer this time. And if they wanted to maybe make a Lesh support, that can work with a Veno core.
That would be interesting. Can be all right with Lifestealer. How does the Lifestealer Ursa matchup go? If I remember correctly, Ursa is one of few heroes that can actually man-fight the Lifestealer.
Yeah, he counters him completely.
Yeah.
So with DJ's Shadow Shaman being gone, the Enigma now comes out here, and you got to wonder, is this going to be a DJ Enigma and a Leshrac for Ice Ice Ice, or will it be an Ice 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 Enigma? But that is the wonder of drafting, because you get to mix it up a little bit. The last time it was it was for DJ
10 seconds remaining.
versus Ninja's Pajamas, and we had Ice 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 on the Bounty Hunter.
5
So they could, of course, do a very similar thing here.
Okay. We saw 33 play Enigma. That was that switch up in mid lane.
True.
So
Oh, here we go. The Grimstroke. Oh, wait. Doom's banned.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
the Grimstroke Ursa, classic.
What do?
But just speaking to furthering that versatility of heroes like Enigma, if the lanes are right, you can put a mid, you can do all sorts of trickery. I think Grimstroke Ursa sounds like a pretty good pairing. Maybe not as good as Grimstroke Doom, but it's kind of a similar
5
concept.
seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Ooh, the Brewmaster. We've talked about this guy quite a bit. He finally makes it into a game. I like it. Fits very nicely here with their Leshrac Enigma. Another good ultimate to break into the team fights.
I like that. I feel like we've seen a lot of Brew bans, but not a lot of Brew games.
10 seconds remaining.
I think that's absolutely been the case. Pretty good
5
against Ursa.
seconds remaining.
Multiple targets with things to get in his way. And with Grimstroke Oracle picked up already, you're relatively safe, right? Like none of those hard brew counters.
Yeah. This kind of looks like a Beastmaster game a little bit here. I know it didn't look too hot earlier. I think that was the game they lost, right? When
Correct. Yeah, Ice
they had it for
played it.
Ice. But it's good with Grimstroke. It's pretty good versus Brewmaster. It's good versus Enigma, so you have a BKB Pierce. And then you have the Rage Pierce for the Lifestealer. It's just a very tempting hero. But they'll go a different route here.
PA.
And, yeah, mix this up with the Ursa. So probably a Mason PA. And then a Tomato Ursa likely. But potentially also a Pepita Ursa, depending on the lane matchups.
Mm-hmm. Grimstroke PA, huh?
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, Inkspell's pretty good this game. Ursa and PA to dive in.
5 seconds.
What are they missing?
remaining.
They cannot hit towers right now in the slightest. Could go for like a Death Prophet ban here, I think, if you're Fnatic. Put the
Radiant
DP mid.
team ban.
Yeah.
Another good call. They need some Sieger here. Somebody who can be active pretty early on. Right now, Infamous is pretty darn awful at hitting towers.
Yeah, the problem, though, is that they can't just go for this DK, I don't think, or they run into a triple melee core, and then
Against Enigma.
someone's getting a really bad matchup because Fnatic will just go
10
all in on some like
seconds
OD or something.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Lone Druid's also banned out. Oh, jeez.
I'm going to have to cheat and look at my hero list here.
There's still Magnus. They could pick a Mag and put the Ursa mid and just kind of sack the Ursa a little bit because it is Radiant side. He can jungle pretty well. And know that he's going to get a bit of a bad go, but then you have the PA acceleration. That might be a play.
What about the Pugna?
Definitely that's a solid one, actually. Pugna's pretty good. Counters the Ursa and the PA, so you get it on your team. Haha, now they can't. It's also considered to be pretty good versus Leshrac, although at this point, this looks almost virtually guaranteed to be a support Leshrac, so you don't want to put too much concern onto it. But yeah, Pugna's a nice shout.
Can be okay with the Lifestealer too. You know, decrep, annoying for heroes, super reliant on right clicks.
Yeah.
What else is left?
Those are definitely the big tower pushers, for sure. I mean, there's also the SF theoretically in terms of like the idea of the group up push, but I don't think Infamous are going to take it with a blind matchup.
Radiant team pick.
We'll take out
Ban
the
the
Invoker.
Invoker again.
You had mentioned a Medusa earlier. What's the context for a Medusa pick working?
It is Radiant side, so it's kind of good. I like Medusa when they're really clumpy melee heroes. I don't think this is a very good Medusa game because you have the Brewmaster who can just toss her up in the air. Pretty easy to interrupt her.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
She doesn't really fit the timing of the PA or the Ursa either.
5 seconds remaining.
I think I like the Pugna. That was a pretty good one.
They could
Yeah.
go crazy and pick Templar Assassin.
That would indeed be very crazy without knowing the matchup. But yeah. Okay,
It's
so it
the
was either the
Magnus.
Mag or the Pugna. I like this Mag. Put the Ursa mid.
Yeah,
Make it work.
it's great with the PA. You've got a classic combo. You've got a great supporting cast to back up this melee core. I'm a big fan. They needed another good team fight disable as well, and now RP gives them something to fight around.
10 seconds remaining.
So it's a Jabs Leshrac, a DJ Enigma, an Ice Ice Brewmaster.
5 seconds remaining.
It'll be MP on the Lifestealer. We need an Abed hero last who basically knows they're getting a melee matchup on Dire's side. Abed Classics, if they wanted like the Tinker or something, there's not that many great counters to it this game.
Does that make Monkey King a possibility?
Yeah, Monk King, definitely a strong hero in those cases. Can also push pretty early too. Can just like fight.
It's super greedy, but Troll is also still in. And they take the TA.
Now select
Oh,
your
that is an
heroes.
Abed Classic, but that is an odd one. I mean, again, they knew their matchup, but still, really surprising to see that come out, frankly.
Yeah.
So it'll be Tomato on the Magnus and Pepita on the Ursa. Okay. I guess with the TA, that they're like, oh, sweet, we can put Mag mid. All right, cool.
DJ grabs the Enigma and an Ice Brewmaster. So what's the current state of affairs with TA? Why the cynicism here, Trent?
You just don't see her. That pretty much comes down to it. I guess like, geez, I feel like we haven't seen TA in forever. When we did see TA, it was mostly because she was against some of these int mids and using the refractions to try and dominate. I mean, she still had her flash of brilliance for a while after all those changes. If you guys remember, like, of course, there's all kinds of split pushing. You know, she's not your dad's TA. She's a little different these days with the traps. They can get into some really annoying split push scenarios in the late game because of the damage that they have. But she is still that mid-game exploder. She wants Blink, Deso, BKB.
And
I guess she is an MKB builder, theoretically, for versus the PA as the game goes.
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to being convinced, but I can't say it's the most common hero these days.
So the one thing I will say is she's another one of these heroes that dominates in the mid game, like you said, and then sometimes has trouble closing things out. Not necessarily the greatest sieger, but you add a Leshrac into that, some Eidolons from Enigma, and all of a sudden you've got some options to breach high ground when you kind of want to be fighting around that Brewmaster ulti anyway, and it's still relatively strong. Think of all the TA games, this feels like an okay choice. I could definitely see it working, but I mean, she is the definition of a glass cannon, man. She does not play from behind. And Mason getting an array of tips here. How nice. Mason PA. So Moo's going to take the Grimstroke. Looks like a pretty basic 2-1-2 set up for Infamous, with Magnus headed mid, and that puts Pepita in the off lane, of course. And kind of the same deal for Fnatic.
Some nice item dropping here mid. Doing some 360s.
Right now, Lifestealer off lane with the Enigma. Getting some good trades in.
All right. Well, we've seen game 1. We've seen game 2. But what do you think? You got a gut feeling here?
I feel like Infamous is still a little underdiscovered. Game 1 is the best we've seen them look in the small sample we've got so far. My gut's actually telling me Infamous here. I want to believe. I think the Mason Ursa looked so good in game 1, and now he's got a Magnus to buff him up. We're going to see Pepita play Ursa, and now if he's going to take the PA, I like it, dude. I think they're set up to succeed. This feels like an Infamous draft to me. They've got their Oracle. They've got a Grimstroke. Some comfort zone here.
So we talked about this little trick with the Ring of Regen. They've done the exact same build on the Lifestealer. They've given him the double stout and the double ring. So they seem to have tried out this strat. It's very interesting. The second stout is really something. But I guess if he knows he's getting into a lane with the Ursa, which he is, then he has to cut waves, so he needs that stout.
Yeah.
Look at where he's standing. He's like, yeah, all right, this wave's forfeit. And Pepita just runs. Well, that sucks.
So what do you think? What's your gut read in terms of game 3?
Yeah, I think I'm kind of leaning Infamous too. Maybe it's just that NA bias, you know, looking for our SA boys to do it. Been watching all these guys for a long time. Now they got Mason, but I'm kind of leaning towards the fact that this Lifesteal doesn't look like he's gonna have the best game, and the TA pick. I don't know. 10th picking a TA just doesn't seem like a 2019 strategy.
Yeah,
I also don't know about this support Leshrac either.
A lot of eyes on this PA. Very curious to see what build Mason goes for as well. We've talked about the Battle Furies. Seems to be the more common way to do it.
Yeah.
But definitely some risk attached there. Forces you into a specific trajectory.
It'll probably go Vlad's into Deso because he is the Magnus. Which is always nice. Yeah, it's pretty good to get like a 4K item from one of your allies.
Oh, Woo. A little trouble here. He's going to live. Nicely done, but close call. Jabs take some return damage also. I think there are scenarios where you can get away with going Battle Fury even if you have the Magnus.
Ooh, DJ. Moose is on the hunt here. Oh, the Prowler! Run! That guy's scary. Oh, he's going for the second stroke here. The creep wave, the angle, the Eidolons. Oh, he's dead!
And the immediate tip. Moose is on it.
The Eidolons, dude. No! Destroyed. All right, well, What about the mid lane here? 11-6 for Abed, and 7-0 for old Tomato. Has his Quelling Blade, but not enough quite yet. Tomato just stuck to the side here.
Skipping Shockwave altogether. Just going for the Empower for the damage.
And he's fiddling with the wave here, too, to kind of keep it out from under the tower and maybe even threaten a bit of a skewer play onto Abed, too. But, yeah, he's just playing it off to the side here so he doesn't get hit by the side blades.
Pretty smart.
Really irritating, too. Like, just running away from the TA every time. Oh, she can't get the denies either. All right, Tomato, I see you. You got some strats here. He's quelling. Look at this guy.
Uh-oh. I'm
Dude,
looking
he's
at
making
Moose
plays.
and DJ battle in the jungle here, and I think Moose is going to get the better of him again. It's a little bit close, and DJ just barely lives. Those Eidolons were enough to scare him back.
Abed's missing last hits under the tower because he's too busy looking back at Tomato, just like, where is this guy? He just missed 2 last hits under there.
This is working pretty all right. I mean, 10 denies on the TA. She is still farming very well, but I think Tomato's making this work.
Yeah. It's kind of just like what can you do, right? I mean, the wave's coming through. You just go grab it.
He does have to keep ferrying out these salves, so it does come at a cost.
But Tomato's just like salving up. He's just heading over to the neutral, so he's farming that at the same time.
Up top,
Easy life.
Blue. This could be another kill, and it is. Ties it up
Nice
1-1.
grab, nice
Jabs will get credit for that one.
Look at you. Just took 6 games, but the camera work is on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, Tomato's going to actually like catch up to him pretty soon. Although Abed's not having any trouble now that he's getting just like outside the tower completely. Don't have to worry about anything.
I mean, is this one of those things that Magnus can kind of only do this because it's a TA?
That's definitely one of the things. It's also because of the supports, because it's a support Leshrac and a support Enigma. Like, these heroes just can't rotate.
Mason.
Like XD, XD.
Jabs once again. Good use of the Edict. Finds himself another.
It's just like we're not even playing mid right now, you know?
Yeah. They're both basically just playing their own game. Battle for the bounties. Lesh going to get caught by the Fortune's End. That'll set up for Moose. And now Mason's here. Jabs might well go down.
Oh, nice split earth, though. Does he live? Damn.
They don't pursue. Okay. Somebody grab that
78
bounty.
move speed, too. Those booties, he's going to be back here in no time. He actually TV's bottom for a joint shrine, but, well, Tomato's here. Way in deep. I don't know, Jabs. This is a little spooky. You're all alone.
He doesn't have Shockwave leveled up, though. I don't know. Tomato skewers him over. One more. 5 HP, and he gets it.
He missed the splitter. Oh, what a day of Dota. Look at this guy. Dota just died.
What's happening right now, dude? I mean, I'm not sure who's actually winning from. Like, TA is #1 on net worth right now. Abed's kind of like, you know, this is cool for you. I'm glad you're having fun, but this is also totally cool for me. I'm a free farming TA.
No, that is very true. I mean, she is certainly one of these like hard carries out of the mid lane. And they've got the Leshrac coming here too, so Moose has to be a bit cautious.
There is an RP, though. Tomato has to play relatively far back. Jabs getting great value out of this level 2 Edict. A lot of pressure onto the tower. There is also a Blightstone up on TA, so not bad at sieging right now. Trying to get the most out of this siege creep as Abed pops the Refraction, presses forward, forces another defensive skewer. Double damage gets picked up by the Lesh, rotating down bottom, and that's basically a free tier 1 mid.
What about Pepita's game then? I mean, like, who's going to be countering this TA come the mid game? It's going to largely come down to the PA and the Ursus kind of like jumping on top of her. Pepita forced to TP home after the split Earth. He will be okay here despite the DD.
Good play.
And now Abed is just heading into their Ancients right now. I do like this.
Very nice.
I'm not even sure if they saw her.
Nighttime, he might not have, actually. Up top, Ice, Ice, Ice. Haven't really checked in on the Brewmaster all too much, but he's also been farming like crazy.
Mason's getting bodied.
45 last hits compared to the 17 of Mason. What in the hell has been going on up here?
Yeah, I know. I haven't really been paying attention, not going to lie, but I mean, no one's been here. This is just all the Ice 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 show.
Whoa.
He has not really had a support with him. The Oracle, I think, has been here quite a bit, with the Grimstroke doing most of the play down bottom.
Have a go on to Papita. Jabs might go down first. Good movement around the tree line. Almost gets blocked by Ice, but still falls. Looking for that long cast point. Papita now on the run, trying to grab one more creep before he falls. Might be able to buy out and grab another item here. Has just enough for the crown. Eating his way through the trees. Has the Quelling Blade.
Dude,
TP on cooldown for 12. Courier might be the scouting tool. I think he's still donezo, though. Les should find him here. Can he hit the split earth? It might be enough with just the edicts. Papita doing what he can. He's pretty fast.
No, he's getting away. No. No.
Papita. Muy bien. That was fabulous,
circles
dude.
on the map. They have no idea where.
Radiant,
I
Now he
can't
shows them
believe
all
he
this
lived.
award. They're just like, what the?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All right, Papag is for Papita.
That was insane. All right, Ursa. They still have a big TA problem, though. 4K net worth lead, TA #1, up over the Ursa by 50% right now.
Fnatic might be winning this game, but Infamous have been far more entertaining. Let's just get that clear. I mean, between Tomato and Papita, that's just a fact. Now, if you like winning, then maybe you want to support a team like Fnatic.
Radiant's bottom tower
As Ice 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 essentially rotates down here, doesn't even ulti, and takes the tower.
Very nice. Has he even had to ult yet? I think he's just been farming. He's got the Blads now. And he also has a Midas queued up. He's like, dude, forget about Blink. What am I going to Blink for? I got to hit creeps. I'm farming.
I saw that ending from miles away.
Oh, that Deso, or sorry, the Blink Dagger Gold is there for Abed
Radiant's
at the
bottom
moment.
tower
That's a
is
bit
under
worrisome.
attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
MP with an armlet queued up right now. Not a Midas.
It is a really good Radiance game, actually, with the Ursa, the Mag, and the
Radiant's
PA.
bottom tower
Pretty good damage into this tier 2 down bottom. Jabs has the Edict. And if they don't rotate, I think this tower is done for. No glyph. Looks like they just used it.
Pumping that Primal Split.
I like that.
Yeah, Ice Ice has just taken this entire lane, and no contest
Radiant's
whatsoever.
bottom tower has fallen.
And Abed does indeed buy the blink, because you see him hop into that mid lane. He's not going to just save for the death. So, I mean, theoretically, I wouldn't have minded that, frankly. Like, they're so far ahead that they could just get Deso and go straight Roche.
I think Ice 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 actually has some kill potential here. Moose is all alone. I fear that Ice thinks it's bait of some sort. So he's going to hold the ultimate, but all the while mid, Abed and DJ are taking this tier 2, and it is going down fast. They've got a siege creep to help. Basically uncontested. Mason's here, level 6, chucking daggers, but with only phase boots and a wand. Not that intimidating compared to a black hole on the other side and a level 10 TA with a blink about a third of the way to Deso.
This looks more like the Fnatic that we were kind of expecting. This game honestly looks kind of over. It's 7K at 11 minutes. Even though it's only 3-3, they are just getting out-economied so hard. And this is when you get away with this support Enigma, right? It's just, he was pulling a lane by denying creeps and then just jungling the whole time. They need so many kills right now. They need to make sure they deny this Roche away from Fnatic. But of course, how are you going to do that? Because look, the trap, it's already in the pit.
Yeah, I don't know how they think about sneaking it. I don't think they can kill it fast enough. I mean, you'd have to, like, team wipe them to have a go.
Just running at Abed. Abed just stands his ground because he has blink. They smoke back here. I don't think there was any vision of it.
Maybe trying to go for this TA. Ursa not going to
killed the
charge
trap.
in. They're really hesitating. Maybe rotating up top instead. They know the TA's mid, a very healthy tier 1 tower. 4 heroes, everyone but Magnus rotating on Infamous. But Peta's going to charge in first. And they just break the smoke right away.
Meanwhile, DJ is just pushing in bottom. I mean, they're pressuring top, drawing all these Infamous heroes. And DJ just going to chill down here until he feels like it's at all dangerous. Even Abed kind of sticking around here. Just 3 heroes drawing the full attention of Infamous at the moment. Mason's going to blur his way bottom.
Midas is up on Ice, soon to be level 10. Still hanging on to that brew split. Lifestealer lingering nearby, also with his armlet complete, so fighting ready.
This looks like a lot like the game Infamous had versus LGD, where it was like 7 minutes in, and the lead was just so astronomical. They just kind of like, what happened? Like, where did we go so wrong in the lanes that this is where we wound up?
I think it all started in that top lane. Didn't realize quite how bad it was until it was already over, but PA is still lowest of the cores, actually behind even the position 4 of Fnatic. There's just nowhere for him to farm. Jabs initiated on, brought down by Pepita. Finally a split from Ice. They're going to press forward onto Wu, but an RP does connect. Skewer back. Do they actually have the damage to clean up any of these kills? Tomato now getting turned on, getting very low. MP pops the rage, presses forward, but false promise keeps him alive. Some decent damage from the Infest. Now Pepita getting low. Into the trees. He'll survive, but Infamous, I think, are running out of gas. Mason, low HP himself, pops some stick charges, goes in onto Abed, and they can't finish him. He's still alive. He'll finally fall. But what was the cost? They had to bring down Tomato, and Mason's going to get left behind. A black hole deployed to make it an easy kill. And after all that, it ends a 1-for-2. Maybe a gold gain for Infamous overall. And it is.
Yeah, I think they did cut that in. Man, DJ almost came with like a 3-man black hole too, but didn't find the right time. They were actually really close to winning that fight from Infamous. That is surprising. MP got back. He was down to the kind of that toggle 1 HP sort of deal on the lifestealer, but couldn't find the range for the kill. And because they've only lost Abed, they are able to continue this push.
Looking for a defense. Pepita charging forward. Fortune's End follows up. Lesh still on the run, and I don't know what they'll be able to get here, but it doesn't look like much.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Fnatic just head back to their side. It's only 5-5 in 15 minutes, but nearly a 10K net worth lead, and it looks like the bounties will go 3-1, furthering that gold lead even more.
Well, maybe 2 for 2. They're going in.
Oh, Pepita, he wants it. It's a little bit risky here. I don't know about this. And yeah, Fnatic stand their ground.
All right, well, I mean, they found something at the very least, but now even in the bottom lane, like, Abed just feels like he's a free game. What kind of initiation do they have that can surprise Abed that he can't blink away? I think nothing.
Right now, nothing. Like a Blink Basher on Ursa could potentially.
I mean, I guess Blink RP is the only hope, really.
Yeah.
And even then, Abed still has a decent window.
I mean, a Fortune's End, like over a tree line or something where you can't see it coming.
Right, yeah. Something where he's not prepared, perhaps.
But, yeah, very limited. All of them sort of require a degree of TA being in a forward position and giving him that opening without backup.
Wu's going to get a ward down here. He scouts the fact that there's 2 heroes just in their zone, but right on top of the Shrine. The Shrine isn't ready, but it still feels like a good place to force the fight.
Scary timing here. Desolator just picked up by TA. So Abed has a huge damage spike. Ice pops the ultimate and will isolate the Ursa, and maybe that'll be the target they want to turn on. Moo's trying to rotate over, but stunned up by the boulder. The Prowler also helping things out a little bit. Pepita just gets evaporated. Moose follows suit. It'll be 2 down. Now Wu on the run. Infamous just getting picked apart. A triple kill for Abed. The Deso reveal could not have gone any better as they now look towards Roshan.
Pretty much perfect play that fight from Ice. First tosses up the Ursa to kick things off so that suddenly Infamous lose all their momentum in the engagement. Then when the Ursa comes down, he lifts up the Oracle so there's no additional saves on any of the allies. And then they just pick them off 1 by 1 with the TA. With no Ursa, Abed really has nothing to worry about. Mason's just not quite at the point where he can do enough damage.
Yeah. Still in catch-up mode. Scarce looking inventory there.
Jeez. He's so poor he couldn't even go Vlad's this game.
Yeah.
Oh, DJ is looking a little free here. He blinks back. Oh, they guess the trees instead of the lane.
Black hole up in 3. Teammates focused on mid though. And with this early Deso, of course, they can siege pretty easily. This is a situation where, or this is the moment where TA starts to become okay at sieging. At least for this period while she's very strong.
Level 4 Edict ready to take this tower down.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Man. I mean, even in support, of course, just getting 4 in the Edict is pretty devastating.
Oh, yeah.
What are we doing? We're smoking bottom. We're looking for DJ. This is not the ideal pick, but it is something. He has Blink and the TP still. And even has a Purge Creep scouting up on the high ground here. They're going to try and Inkswell Blink Strike, but they guess wrong again.
Oh, no. Might still be able to grab him here, but he's rotating away. Mason jumps in. There's the silence, and that's the kill. It all works out in the end.
Yeah, at least get something going Mason's way. And they didn't get a grab up top either. Of course, they are still farming all of the Radiant territory, so it's not exactly a big win for Infamous, but it is something.
Yeah. Got to search for those positives when you're up against the wall like this. I mean, it is nearly that 1K net worth lead per minute. 15 and 19 minutes is devastating. Pepita, no Blink Dagger. Split now from the Brewmasters. They jump in. Wu just gets 2-shot. There is no more Oracle for 20 seconds. And now Ursa isolated outside of the base, right into a split earth.
Wow, the timing.
Gets off that ultimate, kills one of the pandas, but yeah, just for posterity.
Catches the Grim now, too.
Ice absolutely on fire this game. Sets it up for Abed. A hat trick now for the TA. Tier 3 under siege. Buyback from the Ursa. There's the glyph.
Man.
Infamous.
Absolutely demolished.
Desperately trying to hang on, but Brewmaster, he's actually going to survive. He taunts. Nope. They catch him.
One taunt too far, it seems.
There is a Blink Dagger on the Enigma, though, with a black hole at the ready. Be a little more conservative. And Fnatic are going to be forced to back up. Not going to be able to finish off the high ground quite yet. So good news for Infamous. They will hang on.
All right. They didn't get anything out of the high ground. Just some damage on the tier 3s. That is time burnt off the Aegis in terms of having to wait for this Brewmaster to come back. So the Oracle just gets exploded. Not expecting Abed to still be around there, especially with the way Tomato had just went up to that high ground. So a little disappointing there, I'm sure, for the Oracle. But what can you do?
All 4 bounties going the way of Fnatic. Not surprising, but stacking up that economic disparity. And the double damage gets pinged out by Ice. This is scary.
Man, I have to go back and rewatch that top lane. Curious just how much the support was even there. I mean, obviously Brewmaster's pretty good versus PA, just in general.
Like the CS was like 40 to 17 or something. Yeah. I mean,
oh, nice false promise. That actually would have killed him.
Yeah, there was one last auto attack chasing him down.
Yeah,
good save.
He's alive now.
Although at the same time, that's a big cooldown for Oracle, still level 1, and that cost TA literally nothing. I mean, actually nothing. He's still got the double damage, going to be a tier 3, and now they won't have that save. Nice deny from Pepita. Little morale victory there. Baiting with Abed. Aegis still in tow for another 30 seconds. Fnatic definitely not upset if they commit to this. I'm sure Infamous are aware of that timing and just trying to wait this one out.
They're basically hoping they step too far forward and they commit the RP and then go for the split.
Oh, nice try from Tomato. Almost skewers him in. Now Mason jumps in and whoa!
Free.
They destroy Jabs.
He did die with the Edict running on the high ground. Look, they're trying to group up to split the damage so it doesn't kill the Rax.
And it works.
Yo, what a play. That was sick. They took the damage off the Rax by grouping on his dead body.
Very nice.
Plays, dude, plays. He tried to suicide bomb the Rax. Not successful.
Darn close, though. And up top, MP is just working away on this shrine.
Shrine is under attack. Dire are scanning.
Slow and steady, a little extra income for the team.
Radiant's top shrine
Just shy
has
of that
fallen.
20k net worth favor.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
You know, there's still hope, right, guys? I mean, it's only 4 dire heroes on top of the net worth. Look where that last track is. Look how poor he is. Ha ha ha.
I think the win
Surely
probability
there's
is
something.
probably right with this one. 99%, 1%. This feels like a 1%er.
That's
When was
good.
the last
That
time
powers
anybody
you up.
was on the north side of the river? You know, like
Uh-oh. Yeah,
Dire are
smoking.
just living in Radiant territory.
They're going in. All right, they pop Ice's smoke. They know.
Courier has been killed.
They got the Dire Courier.
Radiant's
Boom.
bottom shrine
Take
is
that.
under attack.
Well, that's a little gold pick-me-up. Maybe a Crimson Guard coming
Oh,
out for Ice, Ice, Ice.
3%, dude. Look at that. Easy. Oh, 2%. Oh, no.
Value Courier snipe. They jump in onto Pepita.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
I didn't know Couriers were so valuable.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
Moose pushed out pretty far here, just trying to shove this wave. Pretty close to his Spirit Vessel. Actually has the gold for
Radiant's
it.
bottom shrine has fallen.
Mason has the Deso now, working on BKB.
It's just like one of the worst games to have to try and play when you're this PA, right? Because you need your BKB, you feel like. Even when you get BKB, there's still Black Hole. So even that BKB item isn't just going to make your fights free. And the other problem is that Pepita still just kind of has nothing. He's so reliant on Tomato getting a massive RP here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Jump in from Ice, Ice, Ice. Does commit the split. Stuns up the Ursa. And they're just going to open up to try to finish the barracks. Nice use of the glyph. Keeps it alive a little bit longer, but this mid lane destined to fall. Radiant still have all these big cooldowns available, but the mid lane is not going to be defended. They will leave their range standing, but Siege Creep's doing some extra damage. We'll bring it down low. DJ, Black Hole on 3. It's a great setup, and the damage is there as Ice, Ice, Ice jumps in. 3 down, or 2 down on the side of Infamous. Mason is the one to get the false promise, but it is not going to save him. 3 down just like that, and Fnatic have finally breached the high ground. Backdoor protection's there, but it doesn't matter. GG's called, no buybacks available, and they're finally able to do it.
Very methodical here from Fnatic. No overextensions. They had like one close-looking fight at the tier 2 top, but they just crushed the lanes, and that game was over. That's one of those ones that you look back on as Infamous, and you can pretty much go through lane by lane and try to figure out exactly what the hell happened. But that Magnus last pick, I guess, was just a bit too greedy. You have a PA, an Ursa, and a Magnus, and somebody's going to go blindly into mid versus some sort of a 10th pick, and then it ends up being a Templar Assassin who, although we don't get to see her too much, clearly if she's against a melee hero in the mid lane who she can abuse the side blades, that means you have to play a little odd. And then as neat as it was what Tomato did, it did end up just meaning that TA is getting every single last hit. So if that ends up happening, and then Abed is able to successfully transition that gold into an early blink and then play active, like it's not like he just got a Deso and farmed and got an Aegis and did nothing. He just started grouping it with his team and playing. And I was worried that this Lifestealer maybe wouldn't have a good Infest carrier or something to start with, or wouldn't have anyone else playing aggressive, but Ice played so fast this game. And then the early blink dagger on Abed gave them plenty of options for aggroing into Radiant territory, whereas Infamous just had kind of nothing going for them.
So, Trent, if you look at the player net worth, I just want to point out the byproduct of what Magnus had to do mid. Literally at mid at 1, TA is number 1 on net worth, and that does not change for the entire game. She was number 1 for the entire match. So it was just a free game. She had an absolute field day.
Man, Ice absolutely destroyed this game, I have to say.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn impressive. He did so much work in those team fights with the Wind Panda. That was a really good-looking brew game. And I guess they picked in a game where they knew that there was no instant disable. So every single fight he could blink, clap, and ulti. And there's just, like, all they did was just try and run away when they saw the formation coming out of the brew split.
Yeah.
So definitely a deserved victory through this series. I mean, Infamous had something going from game 1 with this Mason Ursa, but the Mason PA and Weaver not able to get their games. And I guess maybe credit to the Alchemist, too, in the 10th pick, as 10th pick won all 3 games here, actually.
So,
and was kind of the defining hero in all 3 games, too.
Yeah, so real quick, because we know what the seeding is going to be, I'm looking at the bracket. They will be playing against the 3rd seed of Group C, and that is either going to be Mineski or eHome. So they being infamous in that lower bracket best of 1 elimination, they'll be up against Mineski or eHome, depending on who wins the next round. So not the easiest matchup ahead. However,
are we the last ones to head into Decider? We are. We are the late group today, guys.
I think so. Yeah, we've gone the stretch every series. So we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We will have our final decider. That's going to be NIP versus Fnatic. Winner starts in the upper bracket. Loser starts down in the lower bracket. I imagine we'll have probably at least 20 minutes since Fnatic just played a series. I bet they get a slightly longer break to breathe and eat and all that stuff. So stick with us, boys and girls, because we're coming back for one more BO3